Thanks, everybody. I liked Reverend Conkle where he said, "Blessed are those who fall, and blessed are those who miss the mark." So take that in consideration for my speech, if you will. I want to say thank you to Syracuse University, the athletic department, the coaches, and my teammates for this honor. I'm so grateful to the varsity club for this award and joining the long list of outstanding recipients. I'd be remiss not to mention Joey Peter, Letterwinner distinction in '08, an outstanding SU Coxon who passed away a little more than a year ago today. Joey's greatly missed by Syracuse and our alums. Congratulations to the other honorees. It's an honor to be inducted with you tonight. I'd also like to thank the Orange Club for organizing this great event, this great evening. Thanks April, Emily, and Tiffany, who've been harassing me with emails for the last couple of weeks. Rowing is truly a team sport. There's no individual star player in rowing. That's why it's difficult to stand up here without my entire team. I'd like to recognize several of my teammates and Sarah board members who are here tonight. They're all sitting over there. Thank you for coming. I feel truly blessed to have attended Syracuse University. I made lifelong friends and have many great memories. As a typical 18-year-old, life lessons were going to be learned whether I was ready or not. Before I talk about my memories, I'd like to remind everyone that it's Veterans Day on Saturday. Syracuse University has a long tradition of service to the military. And I'm just going to talk a little bit about my current position, if you bear with me. So in my current position as Director of Para-Rowing for U.S. Rowing, I travel across the country visiting and connecting with the VA medical centers. I encourage the adaptive sports managers to start an adaptive rowing program in their area. Adaptive rowing is for athletes with an impairment, visual impairment, limb loss, spinal cord injuries, and more. What U.S. Rowing does is form this triangle of support between the VA, a local boat club, and U.S. Rowing. We have over 30 programs around the country working with our disabled vets. We have a program right here in Syracuse. Larry Laszlo is here tonight. Larry, raise your hand. Thank you very much. Former SU rowing coach. And Paul Dudzik, over there, he visits with them. He works with the vets once a week. We brought him a barge up here, so he works with that. And Joe Buffano, a former SU rower, and Jim Cody, who's a former VA Medical Center director here and also a Chargers rower, run the Syracuse Chargers program and are leading the way. I'd like to say thank you to the Syracuse Chargers for taking this on. We use 3 words to describe what it takes to run a Freedom Rows program: leadership, friendship, and service. And the Syracuse Chargers rowing program define all 3. Thank you, Larry, Joe, and Jim, for your help and for your service. And for the Veterans Day, thank you to all the vets and any vets in the audience tonight for your service. And now to talk about myself. There are 3 people I'd like to express my gratitude to tonight. The first is our freshman coach, Drew Harrison. He lives on the West Coast, so he couldn't be here. Drew Harrison was the kind of coach who set the bar high and challenged each of us to reach it. Drew was a very quiet and calculating coach, and he made us believe in ourselves and what we could accomplish if we worked together. I can remember one fall afternoon my freshman year, Drew led us all into the Archibald Stadium. He told us to run 10 laps up and down the 30 stadium seats. I remember thinking how easy that sounded. 10? That's not very many. After 5 laps, we were all sitting on the seats gasping for air and shaking our heads. That day was a defining moment. Drew remarked that day that by February, if we were consistent and trained hard, we'd be able to run 100 stadiums or an hour, whichever came first. To me, that sounded inconceivable, but by February, it was just as he said. Another time, during on-water practice, Drew had us row so far up the Oswego River, I swore we must be rowing in a big circle. I remember looking for the boathouse, waiting for it to appear any second. Then he told us to stop, turn around, and row back. I couldn't believe we could row so far and for so long, but we did, and we accomplished it together. Another time, at the end of the season, the day before the national championships, on our last practice, on one of those beautiful days when the water is so flat it looks like a mirror, Drew sat in the launch as we cooled down after a pre-practice row. He quietly said into the megaphone, "Think how it would feel to be national champions." We had worked so hard for that moment, ran so many stairs, rode countless miles, and the next day we were ready and became national champions. What a valuable life lesson. Seems quite simple, really. It takes hard work, intensity, commitment, and motivation, but it takes a great coach to get you there. I'll be forever grateful to Drew for teaching us to reach farther than we thought we could. Our sophomore year, Bill Sanford, who's sitting over there, became our coach. Bill and his wife, Nancy, who's not here tonight, his daughters, Chris, Sean, and Jennifer, all lived in an apartment at the boathouse. They basically took us into their home. We all became a part of the Sanford extended family. It was a tough year adjusting to the varsity, but Bill stuck with us. There were some tough life lessons that year about what it meant to be a responsible and committed athlete. Having that caring, fun, family environment helped us to bond as a team. Thank you, Bill and Nancy. I'm so grateful for your generosity. But there's one person who I owe all my rowing success to. And I say that because I spoke to this person on the phone last week and he told me that I better say that. For those of you unfamiliar with the Coxon position in rowing, they are the smallest person in the boat, but only in stature. They typically sit in the back or stern, steering and shouting commands to motivate the team and execute the race plan. They are the point guard, the quarterback, and the cheerleader all in one. A good coxswain is not intimidated by taller, more imposing people. That's why they eventually make good lawyers, judges, or admirals. A good coxswain commands the boat and its 8 occupants to go faster. They can even read minds. I've been in a race when my mind and body are telling me I'm too tired, and at just that exact moment, the coxswain shouts to the crew, "You're not tired, let's go." The coxswain motivates and intimidates the competition and helps you race your best. I want to say thank you to Bob Donabella for his outstanding leadership and skills in the coxswain seat and being a great friend to me all these years. I'm so grateful for our friendship, Bob. I truly owe all my success to you. Would you please stand up? No, really, will you stand up? Can you stand up, please? That's a rowing joke. Again, thank you to the Varsity Club for this great honor. I feel truly lucky to be an Orange man tonight. Thank you.